Today's stories include even Xbox developer kits are getting a big price hike. Warner Brothers Discovery is considering a buyout, and Kirby Air Riders gets an hour-long Nintendo Direct this week. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, presented by 5 Hour Energy. Blast through the Outer Worlds 2 in style with an exclusive skin for your Raptidon in-game pet, brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. When you purchase a Purpleberry Punch or Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy products, you'll receive a unique code to unlock exclusive The Outer Worlds 2 in-game content. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the legend, Greg Miller.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, Greg.
Adeoye Jr. How sad is it that Halloween's almost over, everybody?
Halloween's in like 9 days.
Yeah, but you know, you go to these stores and it's all Christmas stuff already. Like,
Is it
we've
really?
already started. We've already started. It's already started. It's just ending.
When do we put a stop to it? Because I feel like every
Can't.
single year Christmas.
It's the war of escalation. It just means that like when I went to Spirit Halloween in August, people can't get mad at it anymore. We gotta do that. You gotta start pushing Halloween earlier.
I feel like we just got to wrangle in all these holidays.
No, we don't need to do
gotta start
Halloween
redlining.
earlier.
We have to fight Christmas, Barrett. You've said it yourself. You said it yourself.
What did I say that?
doesn't
It
matter.
already starts in August, man. You have 3 fucking months.
We talked about this a little bit on Kinda Funny Podcast, that we need a new holiday. I'm pro putting a holiday early August. You know what I mean? Because then it's like we don't have to then.
And then we
Halloween
offset
up
the
earlier.
early Halloween,
Yes.
and then that sets the precedent to not do early Christmas.
Exactly.
I haven't made any picks, but I have solidified that I'm going to get a Halloween tattoo. That way I can Halloween with me all the time.
A pumpkin?
Yeah, something like, I mean, it'll be a cute pumpkin, probably a ghost too. I'm sure there'll be some Ghostbustery thing. I don't know.
You can go cooler than
What
that.
about like one of the Peanuts kid who goes like,
hate
I
the
got a
fucking
rock.
Peanuts. I hate peanuts.
What?
Overrated. I don't hate them. They're
Like Charlie
overrated.
Brown?
They're overrated. I mean, just talk about like the most like middle of
The
the
most
road thing that got
Garfield
so
Stan
popular.
thing you've ever said
It's
in
just
your
middle
life.
of the road. It got so popular because in the 50s there was like nothing but this and polio.
You know
Like,
what?
Nobody had any idea what was going on.
Greg, I agree with you. Fucking Peanuts. Because
I'm not saying peanuts are bad. Full stop.
No.
I'm just saying the insane popularity of fucking Lucy moving the football.
like shout
a
out
great
to
bit.
shout out to Snoopy.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Stinky
Shout
Kid.
out to Linus. Shout out to Pigpen.
Yeah.
No.
But like whenever Peanuts was on TV as a kid, I'm like, this ain't Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
This ain't Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
You know,
These
this
are
ain't
little,
Tom and Jerry.
These are little fucking depressed children, all right? I don't need to deal
Yeah,
with this right
it's
now.
awesome.
You know, no wonder Barrett likes it.
Yeah, Barrett loves that.
I mean, based his whole life on Charlie Brown.
Barrett, honestly, you put Barrett in the Peanuts fucking art style, it would fit so
Yo,
well.
someone do that.
That'd be
I'm too
great
lazy
fan
to
art of
commission it,
Barrett.
but someone do that.
Greg, how you been?
I'm great. I was talking about this on Greg Way, which you haven't seen yet, of course.
No.
But I came into late work on. I came into work late on Friday, and then wasn't here yesterday, and so it feels like I've been gone a week and a half. Like I am pent up. I am ready to unleash. I am ready to hang out. I'm ready to talk about games. We got some good stuff coming this week for talking about games. I'm excited about that. Good stuff happening today to talk about games.
Oh yeah,
I'm stoked to be back.
me
And
and
again, I talked about this to you off camera. I'll talk about it on camera. I'll put you over. I'll put Andy over. I'll put Barrett over. Of like what a joy it is to listen to Games Daily coming in. I listened to yesterday's Games Daily coming in. You guys are just good. You know what you're doing. You're educated. But more importantly, you're having fun out there. And I love seeing that. You know what I mean?
Me and Andy don't host together enough. I know we host together. I guess a lot nowadays, but
Yeah.
it's still not enough.
Sure.
Yeah, I think me and him like have a natural chemistry where it's like maybe it's because it's a rare thing because I'm hosting with you and Tim all the time. Right?
Yeah.
And so like when me and Andy get to host together, it's like cool. We have all this pent up.
Yeah,
blessed
exactly.
Andy, like,
there's uncharted territory. Here.
Uncharted territory
It's the
for
same thing where I like when you host versus me hosting.
Yeah, for
Then
sure.
I feel like there's a different vibe we get to go, or a new vibe to play with.
Yes.
Because we did so many PS I Love Yous where I was hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Barrett though. Of like we were doing a Dispatch review right after this.
Woo!
Which is going to be a fun time, but it's only episodes 1 and 2 of Dispatch.
Yeah.
And so I was talking like, do we have that much to say about it? Should we spend the second half of the episode just talking about review season?
Oh,
and
sure.
like,
I love that.
I don't know if it's a game of the year checking kind of thing, but like where we're at with review season.
I like
Because
doing
wanna catch
review
up.
season rather than game of the year because I think a game of the year check-in is a great headline to itself.
Sure,
but
sure,
hey,
sure.
how have we all fared through review season? Because I'm with you of like Dispatch. I'm excited to talk about whether we liked it or didn't like episode 1 and 2, but it is like it's basically a Telltale game, so you want to talk about the choices, which we're not going to spoil for them.
Exactly.
And it's also like they ask us not to spoil things in the review embargo. So it's not even like we could do the second half like what you guys did with Keeper, which I thought was so good.
And I like being on the other. I mean, not that we're all the way on the other side because there's still a lot left for review season, but we've been talking for weeks and weeks and weeks about how we're playing so many things. Oh man, I'd love to play this, but I'm so busy. Oh man, I want to play more Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I'm doing this. Now enough embargoes have lifted to where we can just openly talk about shit.
Yeah, that for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of like, I talked about this in Greg Way too, of like this week really is not the end of review season, but the end of the rush of review season.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you look at the schedule next week. And it's just all of a sudden, all the Gamescasts are blank because with the exception of a Call of Duty later on or whatever. But it's like the things you think about in that rush to get all your games out before a juggernaut like Call of Duty have happened.
Yeah.
Except, of course, for the one, the only, Luminous Arise. Very happy to hear you're on the same boat.
Oh, yeah.
And you said you wouldn't say it, but I have said it many times, and I'll say it again. Luminous period is better than Tetris period.
We can't do that.
Yeah, we can't.
But
We just did it.
I will say for somebody who
Barrett, you said it earlier. I'm backing you up.
for somebody who learned.
When did I say this?
Yeah, Barry, I heard you say it. As somebody who learned how to play Luminous just like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's better than Tetris, but I'm going to say we need to put some more respect on Luminous.
Thank you. I've been saying this for years.
It might be in the
Incredibly
conversation.
insulting when I think you complimented Washi for telling you to try the demo. You know what I mean? When I've been talking about Luminous my entire career.
No, it was easy.
Thank you, Washi, for
That's
putting
on easy. I was like, I don't think I talked to Washi like that. Shout out Washi though.
If you got more suggestions, send them blessings away.
Yeah, please, Washi, DM me. We can be friends. But enough about all that. Let's talk about today's news. Because remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news and need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free, watch us record them live, and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, send me your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you, this Friday, Mike and Roger, two best friends, will be locked in a room in attempt.
Why does he have to say that? Why does Mike say that when he writes these things?
They're going to attempt to complete Silent Hill F while sharing a controller, while also handcuffed. Will they rise to the task, or will they break? The longer you support, the longer they'll play. Come support the madness this Friday exclusively on Twitch right after Game Showdown. Remember, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is our Dispatch episodes 1 and 2 review. And then after that is Gamescast, after Gamescast is Are We There Yet, the stream. And that's going to be with Nick, Andy, Kevin, and Joey. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Greg Way is titled Slow News Day, IGN, exclamation point, and clocks in at around 18 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Full disclosure, what do you call it?
Trolling?
Clickbaiting the title. No, because what it is a question about how we handle Slow News Day. And so I said, well, back in the day, that was at IGN, when we would always joke internally, and Slow News Day, IGN, whenever that always the first comment or message board post.
It has been kind of a slow news week.
But then my whole point is it really isn't ever, because then you guys do an hour and 8-minute long games daily, and we all.
Oh yeah, we find
That's the half of us fucking around.
Yeah,
that's us.
But that's
finding
the show,
fun
man.
shows.
That's the content.
Oh yeah, but let me tell you, shout out to Microsoft and Xbox for just stepping on rigs and giving me headlines. Because today I was like, man, I really don't know what we're gonna talk about. And then at the last moment, Xbox comes
Your
through.
breakdown of just like Sarah Bond being like, hey, we didn't do it.
Yeah.
Hey, talk to them. We didn't have anything to do with this thing.
Thank you for saying that, Sarah Bond, because then we get a headline. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney, the Psalm Twining. Today we're brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Starting with our number 1. Even Xbox developer kits are getting a big price hike. This is Tom Warren at The Verge. After raising prices on Xbox consoles and subscriptions, Microsoft is now turning its attention to Xbox developers. Sources familiar with Microsoft's plans tell The Verge that the company is significantly increasing the price of its Xbox development kit, the custom hardware used by developers to build Xbox games. The current Xbox dev kit is moving from $1,500 to $2,000, a 33% jump in price. Quote, the adjustment reflects macroeconomic developments, says Microsoft in an announcement to Xbox developers seen by The Verge. Quote, we remain committed to providing high-quality tools and support for your development efforts. I asked Microsoft to comment on the price rise, but the company didn't respond in time for publication. The price increases to the Xbox Dev Kit come just a month after Microsoft hiked the price of its Xbox Series X console for the second time this year. The second price increase to the Series X means the console is now $150 more than it was just 6 months ago. The short announcement from Microsoft's Xbox developer relations team makes it clear that this price increase goes into effect immediately. I understand it's not just impacting US developers, as the price of these development kits is also going up across Europe and elsewhere. That's likely because these macroeconomic conditions extend beyond just US tariffs, with currency fluctuations, production costs, and other elements impacting pricing.
We also have to fund, our AI stuff too, and we're looking for any sort of outlet to do that.
There you go. Greg, what's your reaction to this?
It's multiple ways of just like, to your point, Xbox just can't stop fucking up publicly. They just cannot stop fucking up, whether it be the price of this, the price of that, just in general, the fact that they're the first and, or not first, but they're the prime example of all this tariff stuff, and they're the ones who keep doing it, keep having to say stuff, keep having to move prices around. There's a lot to it. I think what's the interesting angle for us is the conversation of, are they just done with the Xbox Series generation? Is that really what all this comes down to? They're not selling already. Let's put the price up for those who are still going to come and cross the finish line. People, this is where we show our own lack of knowledge in terms of game development. With PC Game Pass Ultimate, with everything being a PC game and play everywhere and yada, yada, yada. If I'm making a game on my PC, do I still need the Xbox Dev Kit? I'm not sure how that actually nets out anymore. If I'm just making a game and doing that and going to the Xbox PC store, I don't understand the shakeout of that information anymore of where that would be. And so again, if we're sunsetting the series generation, which it looks like we clearly are, right? As stores are pulling them from shelves, Xbox is raising the price. We're pushing the ROG. We're pushing Play Anywhere. We're talking about, hey, next generation's coming. We're partnering with this on chips and yada, yada, yada. It just feels like this is them closing up shop very publicly in a way that doesn't usually happen. I feel like this kind of stuff, and not the price increase, but like leaving a generation, leaving a console generation, happens usually after you've got the next console out. But with Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X being such an, not failure, that's too broad a stroke, but such a third place, so far behind the competition, that it's just all eyes are on them to see how Microsoft's going to respond to any of the market shifts, any of the market changes, what their next generation is. Can their crazy Play Anywhere scheme catch up to PlayStation? Does it matter? Are they PlayStation's continuing straight? Nintendo went right a long time ago. Can Xbox making this left make up the difference and be like, there's so many unknowns to the strategy Microsoft is doing that something like this that normally probably wouldn't happen, but normally wouldn't get really number one placement on a Games Daily on a news show, gets it here because we're all so trained on what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I think for me, it's a number of things, including everything that you just mentioned as far as kind of closing up shop, but I think even more so, I think checking out of what the current strategy has been for Xbox. And strategy might not even be the right word. I guess the console focused element of being in the console games business. Because we talk all about how next generation, it seems that the thing is you're going to move into Xbox being more of a PC-based platform. Like even what you call an Xbox is going to have things like Steam and going to operate more as a PC than a console. And so I think that's what we're talking about when we're talking about like them kind of hanging it up. I wonder how much of them is like, oh man, we're focused in on what the future is, and the console part of this is kind of holding us back. Like the console hardware aspect of this is kind of holding us back, and it has been for this generation. When we talk about games not even coming to Xbox, right? Games skipping Xbox as a platform because they're focused in on either releasing on PC or releasing on other platforms because the numbers are just there as far as looking at Switch or PlayStation or other places that have bigger player bases and going, well, I guess we'll prioritize Xbox last because of that. I think they're in such a weird place with the console part of their console platform, their ecosystem, that like, this feels like a transitional. man, where it feels like senioritis. You know what I mean? Like when you get to that last year of high school.
It's you give your 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
And you're still working those 2 weeks. You're like, okay, like
It's
I'm
like,
still
technically
here.
I'm
But like,
still here,
what
but
are you gonna do?
I'm thinking about the next thing. I also think that this is probably inevitable news coming off of the Xbox console price hikes in general.
Yeah.
Because you're hiking the prices of just the Xbox consoles on the consumer level. I would imagine that just naturally lends to you looking at these $1,500 dev kits and going, well, we got to hike the price on this for all the same reasons we did for the consumer product.
And I know it sounds stupid, but I also think there's truth to it of like, oh, but then you're making it so people aren't making games for this. Well, I'm sure, they don't want you making games for the Xbox Series. They want you focused on this PC infrastructure everywhere, Xbox. And again, you get into this thing, and I doubt it, obviously, but like, where are we at with whatever? What are they saying internally or externally to their private dev partners who are making the games? Hey, clearly, we've already announced we're working on another console, and it's going to be this kind of thing. They've given those specs to them, but are they just saying, it's a PC, so just fucking make a PC? This doesn't matter anymore. Like, we actually want to price people out of doing this because we don't want them making games on this architecture. We want them making it on the PC architecture of whatever the next Xbox is.
Yes.
And what gets so weird with this is, I think, an interesting conversation we keep having, and I was listening on the podcast and hearing it and then doing it. It's like, we talk about Xbox, and then there's this conversation of, are we talking about the Xbox, the physical Xbox, or are we talking about Xbox as the brand?
Sure,
it's this weird thing, right, of how they've evolved and changed, but we still use these things interchangeably. And there's cloud and there's this, I know, and series, but like, it still is like people feeling like Xbox is abandoning them because they're leaving the Xbox behind, but it's like they're still making an Xbox, but they're...
It is a weird name. Like, it is the tough thing of, well, you had to call it Xbox because that's the entire branding and it's been around for 20 something years.
Yeah.
But also, like, I think it might be confusing to people because you're literally calling it a box and it's not a box anymore.
Yeah.
But you can't call it X ecosystem. Like, you can't call it X platform. You can't call it X store. Like, but it's not a box anymore. And so I think maybe there's that association with what people have grown up with versus the brand of, I guess, Microsoft and Xbox just moving on to an entirely different thing. I also wonder when we talk about things like this, what feels like them stepping on rakes over and over again, and how...
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
Do you feel in your heart of hearts that's accurate? The rake spit? Because I don't think it's... rakes, are like when you make a problem, it's the stick and the spokes thing.
Yeah.
This is just bad news. This is just them being like, here it is. It's more the meme of the guy with his glasses like this with the cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
I guess more, PR hiccups or whatever you want to call it, as far as
just bad news.
Bad news for the audience.
PR hiccups is like when Phil Spencer has a racial slur. I don't know.
Okay, sure, yeah. When Sarah Bond just says a thing that she doesn't want to say.
A PR hiccup. Man. No, these are all too serious. The racial slur was a joke. I was going to say a PR problem is like the BDS boycott, right? Of Microsoft and stuff like that. Of like, why? Hey, get out! Stop supporting Israel and stuff.
Okay,
like
that's fair. That's fair.
But that's a real thing. I'm not trying to trivialize that.
I do think that I guess the bad news portion of this, I think, gets in the way of
not the one I was thinking of Ben Affleck,
okay.
but accurate. Well, I want to say, I'll figure it out.
The bad news that gets in the way of, like, I guess what Xbox is trying to build in the current time is that in the last Xbox showcase, Phil Spencer came out and talked about how we got a new Forza, we got a new Gears.
Miyazaki.
This is Miyazaki, yeah. We got new Gears, we got Fable, and and he didn't say Halo, but it's going to be Halo, right? We have
a game that's been a franchise that's been with us since the beginning.
So Halo.
The zombie.
It's going to be Crimson Skies. They're talking about that being their 2026.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly probably like the real weird thing about this, like the fucked up thing about this is it feels like they're checking out in all these ways, but it also feels like they're trying to gear up 2026 as being their biggest year ever.
And it's because, again, of just trying to get rid of not the skeletons in your closet, but I guess the sins of the past kind of thing of like, again, when you talk about Xbox, and it's just there's such a large umbrella of all this. Fucking Keeper, man, right? Like the reviews seller. You guys did such a great job with that Gamescast review. Can't wait to play it. What we're on the precipice here of Outer Worlds 2, which, as you know, I've talked a lot
Ninja
about.
Gaiden 2, we just reviewed.
4.
Ninja Gaiden 4. Yeah. I'm calling it 2 a lot. I don't know why. I guess 2 came out earlier in the year.
And so it's like, no, they've had a great year for games and software, but then it is the idea of like, all right, Game Pass is going up and everybody flips out. Okay, consoles are going up, everybody flips out. Consoles are being removed from like, there's so many wins, quote unquote, for games and gamers, but then there are so many losses / cons, I guess, in a pro con list of what's going on. And so it's way easier, to look at to next year when if you're at Xbox, you got to imagine this is kind of even to the point of like it's kind of like Friday afternoon. Get all the bad news out. We're raising the price of Game Pass. We're raising the kind of. We're doing all of this fucking sucks. Let's get it all out so that in Game Awards we can show this trailer. 2026 will be the conversation going in. Will be all the hype around what we're doing and the excitement of it. And then for us, obviously, it'll be the excitement of when do we see a new box? Are we seeing it next year? Are they talking? Or do we get more details next year? What's it going to be? Like you get rolling on that idea.
I want to bring in some super chats.
Get him in
the
here.
Conversation. Yelsing says, I saw the writing on the wall all the way back on the 360 days. Inflated numbers due to the red ring making it not as popular as everyone thought it was. The one just cemented it. I mean, I don't know if we can blame the red ring.
I don't think we can, but I appreciate your conspiracy theory that hard.
I was going to say, they have they were putting out bangers during the 360 era. Golden Spider writes in with a large super chat, $100. Thank you so much, Golden Spider. They say, yo, KF and BFs. I've been making a board game for a bit inspired by Balatro, and now looking for people to playtest. If there are any board game nerds that are willing to help either on Tabletop Sim or Tabletopia, please fill out this form. And they do a bit.ly. Oh, here we go. I can actually read it out. bit.ly/arcane poker. That is arcane spelled ARCANE poker. If you want to help playtest Golden Spider's game, that's really cool. That's fucking awesome. I got real respect for anybody working on a new tabletop game.
You love tabletop games.
I love tabletop games. Banner Ascent says, does that $2,000 give you both an S and X dev kit?
I think they're the same dev kit.
Yeah, they're probably.
You just hit the button S to X.
You hit a button and then it shrinks like a transformer.
It just says, oh, this one runs like shit. Here you go. You'll have no textures or frames in this game.
Frantic Josh writes in and says, hey guys, birthday tax. It was just last weekend. It also was the 5-year anniversary of me starting my indie game podcast, Indie Quest. Thanks for the over decade of entertainment and inspiration. Congratulations. And happy birthday, Frantic Josh.
Frantic Josh, I'm going to open Spotify and add Indie Quest to my playlist.
Ninth Wonder also writes in, a shout out to Ninth Wonder, the hip hop producer. They say, birthday tax. It's been an unpleasant year, but y'all have helped me keep it together, and I appreciate that about you. Thank you so much, Ninth Wonder. This is moving off of the Microsoft conversation, but I like this one. Motor World Hype writes in and says, random, but what's up with Marvel Cosmic Invasion not having a release date yet? At this point, it's either
what the fuck, right?
It's either delayed or being shadow dropped during ID at Xbox or at the Game Awards. What do y'all think? Actually, I don't know if I can talk about that. I'll tell you later. But you know how we get a lot of emails?
Yeah.
And it's Game Award season, right? And so a lot of emails pertain to like
most anticipated. Here's a bunch of codes for games.
Yes, like essentially like please for your consideration emails. And like I feel like at this point, coming off of that, this game has to shadow drop like tomorrow if it wants to be included in those conversations, right?
But I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe
they need to be included in those conversations because at this point, my last hope, my expectation, late October is that this is a shadow drop at Game Awards, and that is my only hope for this year.
I agree 100% with that, and that's what
I need it.
That's the copium we're drinking right now, and I agree that would be. I think that's the move.
Game Awards.
Biggest thing. Here's a Marvel game you can play right now. It's ready to go. Let's fucking go. I have to imagine.
I don't need more character announcements. Give me.
I know. Jesus, shut up about the characters in the game. When they came through before they went to Comic-Con, I was busting chops on the stream about it. Yeah. And they all seemed confident still of 2025. And that was in the summer.
Is there anything that happens before Game Awards? Like
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, they do a shadow drop on Thanksgiving. Like we're thankful for our audience.
Moves you could ever do.
They could just do a random release date like announcement because that's what I felt as well for Dispatch. What, like a month or so ago?
Yeah.
And then Dispatch just kind of did their own like announcement. So
it's a good point.
Maybe I don't know, man.
Is there like an idea? I feel like an idea at Xbox or a Xbox developer _direct.
I mean, I don't think you're going to get that. I think your best bet at this point would be a PlayStation State of Play, but even that I don't think you're getting.
We got that already, right? The September one?
Yeah.
Man, I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah.
I guess we got Wolverine stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
But yeah, we're definitely not getting one of those.
No. So yeah, I think it's Game Awards or bust.
Wow.
I'm not following an indie game podcast.
Wait, you said what?
I'm following Josh's indie game podcast.
Indie Quest. Interjet Stream writes in and says, finished Pokemon ZA this weekend. How do I say the name of this game? Because
ZA.
ZA? Okay. I've been calling it Z to A.
Yeah.
Because you lied to me.
No, I
You
was lied
lied
to
to
by
me.
PR, and then Tim got lied to by PR in Paris, and then that same person got called back up and had to apologize and set them straight. So no, it was the one PR person who had it wrong and poisoned my mind, and I poisoned all of your minds.
Pokemon ZA.
It's
Yeah,
I like. See, here's my thing: is that it should be called Z to A, right?
Yeah,
Because you're going from Z to A, and it's a dash.
Yes, but it's also kind of like, it's Pokemon XY, and it's like a play off of like it's kind of not sequel, whatever, a follow up to XY in that way.
Yeah, but like, was the game called Pokemon XY or was it called Pokemon X and Pokemon Y? Like XY is like a fan thing, right?
What?
Wasn't Pokemon? You're saying it's a follow up to X and Y?
Yeah.
Weren't those two different Pokemon games?
Yeah, but they're the same generation.
Yeah, but we don't call it Pokemon XY. You see what I mean? Like, if we're gonna say it's Pokemon ZA because of Pokemon XY. Sure. All right, another one for you. Interjet Stream. Oh, actually, I never finished the Interjet Streams thing. They say it finished Pokemon ZA this weekend. Despite the valid criticisms, it's definitely one of my favorite Pokemon games. Big shout out to my female Halucha, Gregina Miller, for carrying me through post game.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
When I
Can't wait to get back to Zia.
When I tell you, I sat down here with Mike the other week, and he was talking about how Pokemon ZA has too much reading,
Yeah,
and all this stuff. It needs voice acting. I was like, I understand the voice acting part, but like too much reading? What are you talking about? And then I started playing Pokemon ZA. What a weird fucking game. Why not just put voice acting in the game? Because it starts, the first hour is just me reading cutscenes the entire time.
Oh my, yeah. It's
bad.
I've disagreed with Tim on like, I don't need the voice acting for the last couple of games, right? But this is the first game where I feel like the presentation of the story almost like necessitates voice acting. There are some like cutscenes where it's like it's comically bad and weird that they don't have voice acting.
Yeah,
it's like, what are we doing?
I understand why Tim was very passionate about this on the review because playing the first hour
It's
of the
time.
game, it's crazy that I'd be one thing if like it was a Zelda situation and this franchise has never had like voice acting like that. But Pokemon the anime exists, right? Like we've seen voice acting in this world. It's not like there's been other games that have had voice, like spin-off games that have had voice acting in them. Why don't you have voice acting in this almost mainline Pokemon game? I know it's not really mainline, but Pokemon Z to A is a big
game.
Big game. What are we doing here? We're gonna put a pin in super chats. And we're gonna move on to story number 2. But before we do, I want to tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can get the Kinda Funny membership, which allows you to get shows ad-free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
Greetings, taste buddies. Wishing you could sip the bold taste of tomorrow, today? Now you can with the ripest flavor creations from your friends, the makers of 5 Hour Energy. First up, we've got Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy Shots, inspired by the new video game, The Outer Worlds 2. Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy Shots have entered the flavorverse. Why bother with messy vines and sticky seeds when you can craft genuine flavor from the finest mock melons? Dive into the carefully curated flavor of sun-simulated sweet, refreshing watermelon and experience the stellar taste and interstellar energy of Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy Shots. Looking for something even juicier? Introducing new Purpleberry Punch 5 Hour Energy Shots. It's got sweet, juicy grape, zealously zesty lime, and a warm ginger kick. Both flavors pack a powerful zero sugar wallop of 230 milligrams of caffeine, B vitamins, and nutrients so good it should be against company policy. And for a limited time, when you purchase a Purpleberry Punch or Mock Melon Brew 5 Hour Energy product, you'll receive a unique code to unlock exclusive The Outer Worlds 2 in-game content. Blast through The Outer Worlds 2 in style with an exclusive skin for your Raptidon in-game pet. Brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Get your real mock flavor online at 5hourenergy.com and Amazon while supplies last.
And we're back with story number 2. Warner Brothers Discovery says it is officially considering buyout offers amid unsolicited interest from multiple parties. This is Wesley Yinpool at IGN. Warner Brothers Discovery has confirmed it is now officially considering buyout offers amid reported interest from Paramount Skydance. While Warner Brothers Discovery said it is still working towards separating into 2 distinct media companies, Warner Brothers and Discovery by mid-2026. What are you doing? It had now triggered the acquisition consideration following, quote, unsolicited interest from multiple parties for the entire company and Warner Brothers. In an investor-focused note issued on Tuesday, October 21st, the company said it had initiated a review of potential alternatives to maximize shareholder value and was now evaluating a transaction for the entire company or separate transactions for its Warner Brothers and or Discovery global businesses. David Zaslav, president and CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, said, quote, "We continue to make important strides to position our business to succeed in today's evolving media landscape by advancing our strategic initiatives, returning our studios to industry leadership, and scaling HBO Max globally. We took the bold step of preparing to separate the company into two distinct leading media companies, Warner Brothers and Discovery Global, because we strongly believe this was the best path forward. It's no surprise that the significant value of our portfolio is receiving increased recognition by others in the market. After receiving interest from multiple parties, we have initiated a comprehensive review of strategic alternatives to identify the best path forward to unlock the full value of our assets." End quote. What a quote. Just a lot of nothing. I read that. I took it in 0 words. The news comes following reports that Paramount Skydance was preparing an offer to buy the rival studio. The reported bid would be for the entire Warner Brothers Discovery business. Now, Greg, this is not really video game news explicitly, but kind of is video game news.
Yeah, WB Games are wrapped up in this.
Exactly. And so
making such hits as Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights.
I'll let you choose your own adventure as far as if you want to tackle the non-video game side or the video game side first.
Well, I think either side is wrapped up in an interesting conversation of the devil you know. It's the devil you know versus what's behind door number 3. And is it going to open up? And guess what? Paramount bought him, and it's like, okay, what's going on there? Or is it going to be Saudi Arabia bought him, and now who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Like, nobody. Do you stick with some people who are clearly incompetent at running a business? You know what I mean? They can't fucking make video games. I had a decade of shitty DC movies. It's like, and so it's that
Birds of Prey exists. You know, that was a good one.
Don't get me started. Please don't uncork that right now. It's the idea though that of like, all right, cool. So what do we do? We seem to be in the right direction now with the movie side, James Gunn, obviously, and Superman and all that jazz. Game side, right? There's been good rumors and conversations about things that are happening over there. But it's just this idea. And like for me as a DC Comics diehard, right? DC Comics is wrapped up in this as well. And obviously I think Jim Lee and crew are doing a great job over there for the most part. So it's like, what does any of this mean? It's like, well, things could be better, but they could also be a lot worse. So I don't know.
Yeah. I also don't know. Like, that's my thing with this news story is I'm kind of like, man, let me ask a question. Is there any ethical result to all this?
No. The answer there is no.
Acquisitions and mergers and big companies.
Corporate consolidation.
Buying other big companies. Like, this is all bad no matter how you shake it, right? Because WB Discovery by themselves also is just doing very bad. And so, like, I don't know. I'm with you. I hope people keep their jobs, as many people as possible. And I also hope that the content is done justice.
Yeah, this is the ongoing, corporate hellscape, late stage capitalism, all that stuff we're wrapped up in of like, this is, there's big fish eating up the biggest fish, but all these other fish are dying. There's eating dead whales now. And so what happens to this and who picks through the bones and what happens to the things you care about and where this all goes, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Barry, you got something to say?
No, he's just emoting. He's doing his emote thing where he's.
But also, like this is.
I can see the migraine forming in Barrett's head.
It's always there. That's my secret cap. It's been kind of a shit show. I think it's safe to say it's been kind of a shit show ever since like Microsoft bought Activision and Bethesda in terms of like how they're handling and taking care of like their devs on that side. All the layoffs that we've seen.
Sure.
If this goes through with a Paramount, it's only going to be so much worse, especially for a company like Paramount, who's been making very interesting, questionable decisions lately in terms of their content.
Actually, I'm going to say this, and I say this as somebody who just doesn't know, right? Like, I just don't know, right? Isn't that like the prime example though of you shouldn't be able to do this? Like Paramount buying WB Discovery, isn't that like
Monopoly,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
we don't give a shit.
Right?
As long as shareholders get more money, we don't care. There are no fucking rules anymore, Blessing.
You can just you can just argue your way out of it, and they go, okay, I guess it's not Monopoly.
As long
and then they lay off a bunch of people and jack up their prices.
Yeah.
And they ruin the industry. The former share goes, yes, this is why I told you not to let this Xbox thing happen. None of you wanted to listen.
As long as the lizard people get more money, no rules apply.
Fair enough. Story number 3. Nintendo's second Kirby Air Riders Direct is this week, and it will last an hour. This is Chris Scullion at Video Games Chronicle. Nintendo was announced that its second Nintendo Direct based on Kirby Air Riders is coming this week, and it's even longer than the first one. The company published a Kirby Air Riders Direct video on August 19th with director Masahiro Sakurai explaining the game in great detail. The video lasted a total of 47 minutes, leading to some light ribbing on social media from people pointing out that Sakurai had spent longer explaining one game than many multi-game Nintendo Direct presentations last. Sakurai seemingly isn't done breaking down the game, however, which is why a second Kirby Air Riders Direct, this time lasting a full hour, will air on Thursday, October 23rd at 6 a.m. Pacific time. Quote, join us on October 23rd at 6 a.m. for a second Kirby Air Riders Direct with Mr. Sakurai. Nintendo posted on its official X account. The live streamed presentation will roughly last 60 minutes and feature more info on the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 game, end quote. What more is there to say?
See you here at 6 a.m., Bless.
Oh, absolutely not. Although I'm not going to watch this live, I'm so fascinated by what you have to say for an hour.
Yeah.
I think it might just be Sakurai playing the game for an hour. I think that's what it has to be, right? And if so, what are we doing here?
I don't know, man. God bless him. God bless him, his attention to detail, the people who are stoked for Kirby Air Riders. This is the one. Yeah, right? This is this month or November, yeah. And it's that idea of like, this is the first like Switch 2 one where I look at it, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sell me on this. I look at it, I'm like, good, more power to you. I haven't even fucking touched cart. I do not care about Kirby. I'm fine. I'll play it with Ben if he wants to, but like, I'm not. I don't need to see another hour.
It's the thing of, for me, as somebody who I got to preview and play the game.
Yeah,
it's not a deep game.
Was there a giant section grayed out where you're like, what is that? I'm like, don't look at that. We'll talk about that later.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Well, I guess Nintendo. To be fair, Nintendo is very particular when it comes to their preview sometimes. Or this one, they did have what felt like an army. It was like probably 2 people who were like, all right, now we're going to reset the station and do all this thing, and now we're going to put you directly into this mode. And so maybe in the main menu, there's some shit I might not have seen.
Yeah.
But it's all like, unless Sakurai is pulling the ultimate heist here and he's about to announce a new Smash Brothers game in the middle of this Direct, which I wouldn't put it past him.
I would love, that'd be cool.
But I guess I am fascinated. And honestly, I do kind of like the fact that Nintendo looks at Sakurai as somebody who is so important and so, like, I guess, beloved by both the company and the audience, that they're like, hey, just talk for an hour. Even if it's about Kirby.
You've earned this.
Talk about your game.
What do you want
to
do? You want to talk more about the stars and the Smashies? Go for it.
Because Sakurai is a great talker. He is a great, honestly, he's a great content creator. Like, for as much as his video game development is what he's revered for, he had that YouTube channel for a while.
For a long time.
He's so educated, and he's so cool.
Yeah.
And so...
He's usually got like a laugh track in there. He's having some fun. They'll do some stuff.
Yeah, London in chat says Sakurai is the Bob Ross of Nintendo.
Sure.
And I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, again, he's earned it and he can do it. And I'm sure for the audience, chat, are we excited for Kirby Air Riders? Is this...
That's a good question.
Leave it aside. I saw so many people like, I'm not watching this. I'm going to leave that aside. Are you excited for the game? Like, are you stoked for the game? YouTube and Alex says yes. Meh, gimme. No, nope, no.
Here's the thing. You're saying so many no's, but I wonder, if you're saying no, chat, is it because of the price? Because I think that's the biggest.
Is this an 80, 70, 80?
I believe it's a $70 game, which this game should not be a $70 game.
From what you've played. If
From
he's
what
about
I've
to
played.
introduce a brand new mode, you don't even know what you're talking about.
True. We'll fucking walk it. It's a whole 3D Kirby platformer that's sitting in this thing.
That is a $70 game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we talked about this, I think, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, it must have been yesterday, of like why cheaper games are doing so well and like indie games are doing so well. It's because they're typically hitting that $20 space. So a lot of people are like, would rather spend, $40 on 2 games rather than.
Do I want to spend?
What if they spent $30 for unlimited games every month?
Where?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
We're just making up features now. Unlimited is crazy.
I don't know if people are playing that many games though to make it worth it.
Fair
Exactly.
That's the thing is, Video games are so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels
Oh my
unlimited
God,
TV.
you're preaching to the choir on that.
I guess we kind of have that with Netflix. Either way, do you want to pay $20 for Silk Song or $70 for Kirby Air Riders? Yeah. I think that's what we're faced with nowadays.
I would say Silk Song.
I would say Silk Song also.
Okay. But again, it's not like I'm like...
Not to discount Kirby fans.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying Kirby sucks or anything like that, or this game looks terrible. It looks really deep, and there's a bunch of stuff going on, but I don't need to watch another hour of it, I feel. So we'll see what happens.
I feel like there's got to be something in there.
There better be.
I think
that's also the Fallout day. You know what I mean? That's the Fallout Live 3.
You think there's like a Fallout crossover?
No, I'm more excited for the Fallout day stuff.
We should just do a live reaction day. Just watch both of those.
I'll see. You're here at 5:45.
Never mind. Story number 4. The Simpsons is reportedly coming to Fortnite, including an entire Springfield map. This is Chris Golian at Video Games Chronicle. Fortnite is due to get an entire mini-season dedicated to The Simpsons, including new skins and a full map. That's according to leaks from numerous Fortnite insiders who have data mined the game's latest update and found more information on the apparent upcoming tie-in. Whereas Fortnite has seen countless crossovers over the past few years, most of these are limited to skins or items found in the in-game store. On rare occasions, an IP is considered big enough to get a mode dedicated to it, as with the recent K-pop Demon Hunters content, which included the return of Horde Rush mode as the newly rebranded Demon Rush. Rarer still, however, are the times when an IP crossover is such a big deal that Fortnite commits an entire season or month-long mini-season to it, as was the case with the Star Wars-themed Galactic Battle season, which ran earlier this year. This appears to be the treatment being given to The Simpsons, with leakers suggesting that not only will the game be getting Simpsons character skins, it'll also be getting an entire mini-map season dedicated to The Simpsons. According to Fortnite leaker Not Palo, the game will receive an entire Springfield map with separate sections, including Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. Not Palo also revealed that the Springfield map will be cel-shaded, keeping in line with the art style of the Simpsons animated series. It's also been claimed that the Simpsons skins will have their own LEGO versions for use in Fortnite's LEGO-themed modes. Does this do anything for you, Greg?
I'm currently Googling when does that Xbox Game Pass Fortnite crew kick in? What is that? They put on like the 11th? When does that start?
Oh, yeah.
November 18th. Yeah, this gets me.
Yeah?
This is the thing. You know, Fortnite and I are never broken up. We're always on a break. You know what I mean? Then we come together for hot, passionate months.
Yeah.
A month at a time, usually. You know what I mean? And this will be... Will I stick around the entire month? Who knows or whatever. But this is a... Day one, this is live. I gotta jump in.
Really?
I gotta see it. Yeah, like The Simpsons, of course. Man. The Simpsons, of course, has gone on my entire life. I remember when it debuted. I remember my parents keeping me awake to watch on the Tracy Ullman show when it was just a segment.
Holy fuck,
I'm old. But even that, for the record, as old as that story is, I was way too young. I remember more distinctly being in kindergarten, maybe first grade. And when Fox 32 in Chicago, WFLD, was running a promotion where like you had to watch the afternoon syndicated stuff to try to jot down on a postcard when you saw Bart to win a t-shirt, because it was like Simpsons was that new and that big of a deal. But it doesn't matter. But I'm saying I was too young to watch on Tracy Ullman, and that's a hazy memory versus being there for like the first 11 seasons. Like I was... in the same, do you care about The Simpsons at all?
A little bit, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, every generation, I shouldn't say every generation, lots of generations it feels still find into The Simpsons, but like being there for those first 11 seasons or whatever, like when you'd come home from high school and probably even junior high, and it would be Fox was running it at 5 and 5:30, and then at 10 and 10:30. Like you would watch, me and Poe would watch it all, and then you all use Simpson jokes and lines, you know, all these different things. And like now it's hilarious because of course The Simpsons has gone on another 30 years, and I haven't watched any of it, and I know nothing, but I still cherish that so much. And Simpsons,
dude, I totally understand. That's me with Family Guy.
Simpsons is one of those things that made me a PC gamer back in the day. Where it was, we had a PC tower that I struggled to make work and do all sorts of stuff. And when they launched Virtual Springfield, which was a walk around Springfield and open up desks and get cards and like all you were walking. It was, I think, a first person you were walking around Springfield, and my computer couldn't run it. That was when I broke down to Mom, like, we need a new tower. We need a new thing.
God.
And it was like our tower was old as shit. And so we got a new one and blah, blah, blah. But like just to have that dose of nostalgia of like walking around a virtual Springfield and seeing what they're doing in a modern setting with all this money and all these things. And again, even though The Simpsons has gone on forever, I still feel like those first 12 years are the one everyone likes.
Oh,
so I'm
yeah.
sure all the references I know will be in there of Blinky the three-eyed fish and yada, yada, yada.
What's up, Barrett?
Simpsons is great.
Do you still watch it? Does anybody still watch it?
I've heard from a lot of people that the last couple of seasons have been like really good.
Yeah.
And so I have been tempted to like just kind of dive back in and see what it's like, because I forget there was like a big article I think last year of like, hey, no one's talking about The Simpsons anymore, but it's actually been kicking ass lately. So
see, that's the thing is I know people still like it. I know still people fall into it.
I view it as one of those ubiquitous things now, where I kind of put it in the same camp as Scooby-Doo, where even though I didn't grow up on watching The Simpsons week to week.
Yeah.
One, it was always on, and then also so many of like The Simpsons references, the memes, like all that shit found its way to me. Where I remember in class, like in my must have been creative writing class or like some kind of class like that in high school, they made us watch the Halloween episode with Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, sure, yeah, the Raven.
And so like teaches about the Raven and teaches about Edgar Allan Poe, right? And like I think beyond that, I remember watching the Simpsons movie in theaters, playing multiple. I played both Simpsons Hit and Run and Simpsons Road Rage nonstop.
Yeah.
You know, I think Simpsons just finds its way to you because it's so ubiquitous in pop culture, and it'll forever be that in the way that a Scooby-Doo or a Bugs Bunny or even like I think
a Peanuts.
Oh, man, smart. That's a good callback. But maybe even a Peanuts. Yeah, like I think it's become one of those where it's always going to be around.
Yeah. So anyways, to get back to the story of, they drop a Fortnite season where I'm going to run around Springfield. I'm going to want to be a part of that, at least to jump in and see what's up. And again, having the Fortnite crew, I've been talking about I want to store those bucks forever, because like K-pop Demon Hunters turned it on. I was like, I'm not buying Ben $34 worth of K-pop Demons. I'm gone. Goodbye.
Fair enough.
And so I was like, now if I can bank all this stuff and see, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I'll jump into it. If we do a stream of it, I'll for sure hop on that stream. I think I want to see this at least once, because I think for me it is the thing of missing Simpsons Hit and Run and knowing we'll never get another Simpsons Hit and Run.
John Drake.
But I also
John Drake, come on now.
Can I give? It's not even a hot take, but it's because it's not a fully developed thought. It's more so just an idea of half-baked. Simpsons Hit and Run. Was that a fantastic video game, or did we just love existing in the Simpsons world? Because I think this Fortnite season might get the job done.
I mean, there's going to be cars. Like, again, if you haven't checked in on Fortnite lately, and I'm not a current Fortnite expert, but when I jump into Fortnite for this demon, I remember all the modes and all the shit and the way they've continued to iterate on the Lego thing and add more stuff. Like, Fortnite is building modes, and I wouldn't see it's not beyond the realm of possibility that you're going to jump in and they're going to have some limited time mode throughout this 3-month campaign or whatever that is. Hey, there is a driving around, which hopefully kicks them in the ass, the Disney Fox side, to go make this game, go make another one of those games, if that's what it is.
I played Hit and Run recently, allegedly on a handheld device like a couple of years ago. It's solid. Like I think the appeal of it is being able to walk around different parts of Springfield in segmented sections. I think some of the quest design is like fucking bash your head against the wall annoying, but it's a fun story.
Yeah, and I think the reason I ask is I think so much of the appeal of Hit and Run is being in a Simpsons theme park, right?
Sure.
Existing in that world.
And that's what this will be.
And like doing the thing that Greg was talking about, like seeing all the Easter eggs, seeing the references to specific episodes and all that
Run
stuff.
Run into
like that
the power plant, go to Homer's desk, see the, do it for her sign with the Maggie photos and shit. Like, that'll be awesome.
Because allegedly I might have checked out Simpsons Road Rage recently.
Oh, nice.
On a handheld. And I played that game, and like it's fine, but also I enjoyed going back to it because, again, it's just existing in the Simpsons world, hearing them do the voice lines here. That's what they better have. They better have the voice lines. They better have.
Do they do that in Fortnite though?
Do you have the NPCs walking around and stuff? Like, your character won't talk, but you'll have NPCs that you can walk up. Lenny and Carl will be there doing something. Monorail Man.
Even if it's just one line from each of the characters, I need something. Yeah. Right. I need to see these characters. I need Bart Simpson to like tell me to eat my shorts.
Yeah. Don't have a cow, man. Something like that. Yeah. I need one for you, just before we close this out, is we're just sharing Simpson memories that I always find touching and cool. Like I said, Poe, my best friend, we grew up together, and Simpsons just became that second language for us of how you communicate, and to this day it exists. I forget how deep into the relationship with Jen I was, but I want to say we were already married. She was already living here, and I made some Simpsons joke, and she laughed. And I was like, wait, how do you know that, right? And it turns out that Jen knows the exact same seasons of The Simpsons I know, except she knows it in Quebecois French.
Oh,
so she it's like we'll sing songs, and then I'll start doing a ditty from, and then she does the Quebecois version.
What's funny is I remember a vivid memory I have from being 12 years old is so when I was 12, that's when I was mostly living in Nigeria with my dad, right? And I remember when I got like school break for about like a month and a half or whatever, I flew back to the US to like visit the other side of my family.
Yeah.
And my dad sent me on the plane alone. I was an unaccompanied minor on the plane, right? And I had like a 9-hour layover.
Jesus
in
Christ.
Yeah. In I believe Milan, I want to say.
Did an airport person sit with you, or did you have to be alone?
During the layover,
yeah.
So they had a room where they put all the kids.
Okay.
They had like kind of a, I don't want to say a playroom. I think they had toys in there, but I just remember it being like, there's a big couch, there's some toys, and then there's a TV. And for 9 hours straight, on the TV was Spanish Simpsons nonstop. And so I'll just watch the Simpsons in Spanish, and that was like my entire 9 hours that layover. Yeah. Just such a vivid memory for me.
Memory for me. Simpsons, starts coming to DVD. This is a big deal. Again, even though you could watch them a million times, I needed to own them all. We needed DVD collections. And so I forget which volume it would have been, but one of the volumes early on timed out with me going to Mizzou for freshman year or whatever. And I remember like I was going to go to Slackers, the video game DVD store in downtown Columbia, and get it from my dorm. And it was like my first time making this trek. And I remember I had to like MapQuest where I was going. And then I was like, and it was going to be like a 20-minute walk. And it sounded like the most ridiculously long thing. I remember like preparing for it. Like I was going on a hike into the fucking mountains when Columbia is so goddamn small. God. But I remember being and then I got it and I came back and I just watched like The Simpsons on DVD in your dorm room.
Yeah. Let's close out the report. Story number 5, Pokemon is being weird again. This comes from a tweet from Pokemon, where this tweet comes with no text, just an image. And it's an image of what looks like a hallway from Outlast. You're looking into a doorway. Everything looks dirty and abandoned. It looks like you have a flashlight out, honestly.
There is
Is there a Pokemon in the back there? Yeah,
no, that looks like a person. It looks like a person.
It looks like a samurai.
Looking through a window. And like window pane is like kind of Pokeball shaped. It looks like a person.
I was seeing like medical equipment or something. I need to zoom in.
No.
I need to zoom in.
I need to
Baird enhance.
Open image and new tab because I can't enhance directly.
Well, again, remember they had
you're right. That is a person.
They had such a great campaign in the lead up to the game of here are the different Pokemon and their mega evolutions and what they can do. You look at this, and my assumption would be, well, first off, it kind of looks like a character in the game already.
Yeah, people are saying that's a Zod character.
Okay, cool. I don't want to spoil things for other people. I forget that it's kind of out now and people are playing it.
Is she like a weirdo, freaky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But my wonder here is, of course, like, is this a lead up to the DLC announcement? Like, we already know, obviously, the DLC. I forget the name of it, but it's got Raichu on it.
Oh, yeah. Not right.
It's Raichu and Pikachu, I thought.
Yeah. It's talking about that.
Oh, I thought it was like, don't they have the X and Y versions? There's like a Pikachu evolution thing. Maybe it's Mega. I don't know. But like, because one of them has like a Y tail and the other has an X tail. Is it those two guys?
Sure.
Mega Dimension DLC.
2 Raichus?
That's what you're talking about?
People are saying it's
that is what I'm talking
February, though.
They're just Raichus? But they have different tails? Are they mega evolved?
Well, of course, don't forget that, like, the tail signifies if male or female. Lightning Bolt is a male. Heart-shaped at the end is a female.
Wait,
Greg Miller's #1 Pokemon expert.
That's from the anime, isn't it? Or it's from, where did you get that
I read it in my Pokemon literature. Because I read many Pokemon books at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
It's in there.
Wow, that's huge.
Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's somehow tied to it. I'm not saying it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
When people say, oh, February, I'm like, no, not coming out. But maybe they're talking about, hey, we're going to show you some stuff here.
They also might, I didn't realize, because I didn't see the character.
Teaser.
So this legitimately might just be them memeing. This might just be them being like, all right, Pokemon Zaw's out. Here's this character that we think is goofy.
And it's also like Halloween.
Also Halloween.
Creepy vibes. I don't know.
I'm glad they're being weird. Be weird, Pokemon.
This could be something small. This could be something big.
No.
But Greg, if I wanted something tiny, the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You'd go to our last story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Story number 6 is Wii News, starting with one from Rock, Paper, Shotgun. Speaking of The Simpsons hit and run modders have made their own Futurama total conversion. It's predictably called Futurama Hit and Run.
That's fucking cool.
And has a demo out now. If you're watching on video, Barrett has a video pulled up of the trailer.
Sick as hell.
Shout out to the modding community because this is fucking cool.
Is the demo out on Steam or?
Oh, I don't know.
Can't be, right? That's
I was gonna say.
I would just Google Futurama Hit and Run.
Oh my god.
Because I don't know if I don't know about the legalities of how modding works anymore. So just go.
I think you're not charging for it, right? You can probably get away with it.
And it's like a 20-year-old game, but Google it, you'll find it. Looks really cool. From VGC. This is a sad one. Rovio is laying off 36 staff. Says Angry Bird Dream Blast has not been performing as expected. Thrasher.
Real quick.
What's up?
Sorry to talk about. I don't want to just let that go. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for the rock paper shotgun, you can get the thing on modbakery.donut team, whatever. Mm-hmm. Rovio. I know I'm old and worked at IGN a long time ago, but the fucking chokehold Rovio and Angry Birds had in like what would have been 2008, 9, 10, right in there or whatever, where it was, and I mean that thing was printing fucking money. You know what I mean? You want to talk about like the way we talk about juggernauts today of like, well, this Angry Birds, no one's ever going to be able to, you know what I mean? It's crazy now. Here we are. It's like this game you've never heard of just didn't do it.
Yeah, Angry Bird. I didn't want to say it in the thing, but like, yeah, Angry Birds Dream Blast. I'm not even heard of. Also, when you said you're old, I thought you were gonna tell me about like the original game Rovio made or something. I thought you were gonna go back in time. But yeah, no, Rovio. I feel like.
But I mean, it was like
I feel like that's not even that. That doesn't feel that long ago.
Yeah, it's just
like
that
Angry Birds dominant.
Oh, you talk about this, and it's like I started at IGN right before the iPhone was out. Yeah, I started at IGN before the iPhone came out, right?
Yeah.
So I got to live that. App Store. Levi Buchanan from IGN Mobile had been saying for years, like, you guys are idiots. Like, don't ignore fucking mobile gaming. It kills in Japan. It'll kill here eventually somehow. Yeah. And then it came, and then Rovio's runaway success, it coming to PlayStation and Xbox and all that is just like outrageous in the movies and this and that and like the licensing, and they were doing Star Wars collabs. Like, what the fuck's that?
Yeah. Rovio, were they acquired by Sega? I remember talking about this of like anymore. Sonic and Angry Bird being friends now. Such a weird.
I like that sentence. I don't know if that's what that means, but I like that sentence that they're friends now.
I think we had a conversation about this like a year ago. Thrasher launches on Steam on November 7th. I want to come back to that in a second. Okay. And then lastly, Melissa with a Y is probably going to buy Yote soon. Heard it's pretty good. Oh. That's the final Wii news for you there.
We know Melissa with a Y.
Yeah. It's because on Blue Sky, I tweet. Oh, Greg's running away. On Blue Sky, I tweeted out, "What's the biggest video game news story today?" And she responded with that, which is how to make sure to get that in there because the world should know that Melissa with a Y is probably going to buy Ghost of Yote because she heard it's pretty good. I don't know where Greg went. Anyway, I'm going to come back to Thrasher. Greg has a box. Oh, wait, is that what I think it is? Oh, it is.
Melissa with a Y, a long time ago, we tried to do a Ghost of Yote stream where we played the coin game that I can never remember the name off the top of my head. Yeah. Don't worry about it. And PlayStation was like, we will send you the collector's edition so you can play this game on stream. I said, thank you so much. And then like the day of, I was like, where is this thing? Like, oh, we haven't even shipped it yet. I was like, you motherfuckers. Thank you, PlayStation. # provided by PlayStation. So we finally got it. And so I have the coins to play with, but I also have a digital code. So Melissa with a Y will just send you the code for the game.
Yeah, Melissa, if you're about to press buy.
Don't buy it, Melissa. Hold on.
Don't buy it. Zeni Hajiki is the name of the game, by the way.
There it is.
While you're opening it, I want to come back to Thrasher because I was talking to Andy yesterday about how whatchamacallit, Luminous Arise is now one of my probably my most anticipated game for the rest of the year.
My man. My man.
Thrasher, I didn't get to play Thrasher, but I loved Thumper, and I think I'm just in the mood for like a rhythm, like high, intense, fucking colorful. Like I want to play this type of game right now. So like Thrasher might also be on the list. While I'm here shouting out upcoming games, last night I played even more Steam Next Fest demos, and I gotta shout out this game Relooted, which I know I talked to you about recently. Relooted is the 2D like runner platformer where you're stealing back African artifacts from museums.
Oh yeah.
And we talked about it on like a wish list episode, and I so loved the concept and the premise of it. Again, it's called Relooted for those listening. I love the concept so much. I played the demo last night, and what I wasn't expecting was that I fucking adored the gameplay of this game. It is such a fucking fun game. One, Gotta shout out the cutscenes and like the art style of it. It almost gives claymation / like Dreams art style a little bit.
You're right, yeah.
In the cutscenes, but they look great. Like, I don't know how they managed it, but it looks fucking cool. And then you get into these levels. Oh, sorry,
baby.
Does any
got it?
Coins?
As the tabletop master, you got to play.
Oh, we're for sure gonna play this. But
instructions too.
The actual gameplay of it is you start up a level. Before you actually get into the level, you can kind of plan around. All right, I got my buddies that have special abilities and things that they can do around the level, so I'm gonna place this guy here because he has a grappling hook. I'm gonna place this guy here because he can like break through things or whatever.
Yeah. And
you are trying to get the artifacts and then escape before the time runs out. As soon as you grab an artifact, your timer goes down and it's like, this place is going on lockdown and you got to get to the end of it. The platforming feels great. It's really fun. It's not a runner. I don't know why I thought it was a runner.
Well, it looks like, I mean, from looking at it, it looks like Aerial Knight.
Yeah.
Right? When I'm looking, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a game like that. But for you to talk about like, you're placing people.
You're placing people.
Like,
it's basically a 2D puzzle platformer.
Huh.
With like heist elements. It's fucking cool. It's fucking great. And so this shot up as far as my anticipation list. I didn't see a release date for it or like a release timing for it, but if you're interested in checking the game out, I don't know if the demo's still available because Steam Next Fest just ended, but Relooted is the name of the game. You got to put it on your radar.
I want to tell you how much I was with you when you were like, the 19th Steam Next Fest, and Andy's like, nope, second. And you're like, no way.
No. We playing this right now? What's the deal? Ooh, we got
I was, they sent a box to unbox. I thought I'd unbox it and then get the code from Melissa. Halloween set. Hey, does anybody have in the San Francisco Bay Area a good Darth Vader mask? Let me know. I got to be Darth Vader for my son. Melissa, I'm gonna start reading the code to you. I'm just kidding.
Is Darth Vader a Halloween costume?
Yeah. Ben's gonna be a Jedi.
That's funny.
This is built by him. Ben is the Jedi. I'm Darth Vader. Mom is Princess Leia, and Lucy's gonna be a stormtrooper.
This coin game might be more difficult than I.
In the game, real easy.
Yeah,
I was fleecing motherfuckers. Like, all right,
but like, I don't know. The it's hard to manage your. Oh my god, I'm so strong. You know what I mean?
The game with that, with the dual sense, it's so easy to get out there and nail it.
And that is it for Wii News. Let me take one more look at Super Chats before we get out of here. Let's see. EJRPG says, Pokemon image is most likely related to the Ghost Girl Easter egg from the original X and Y.
Oh. Who could forget Ghost Girl?
My homie AK.98 says, late, but I'm stoked for Air Riders. Too pricey, though.
Okay.
Nolan Weathers says, behind on the episode, but how about a Digimon Stranger versus Pokemon ZA games cast? Mon versus Mon. This is what I'll say.
Everybody with this stranger thing.
Everybody.
Barrett, I'm letting you off the leash. Take him to town. Take him to church.
Yeah, Barrett, tell him how you really feel.
First 2 hours of that game were very sauceless. And I know there's something cool in that game because when I see a trailer, I'm like, that game looks cool. But, my first impressions of it weren't great.
People
RPG mechanics seem cool though.
A lot of people are bringing up Digimon Time Story Stranger, whatever it's called, in opposition to Pokemon ZA. And this is what I'll say, because even earlier, right, we were talking about Pokemon ZA, and so I saw somebody in chat, and this is not what they said, but this is how I read it. Is like,
lay it on them, get him.
They wrote and they're like, why don't you leave this Pokemon Z behind and step up to a real man? Digimon Time Story Stranger.
This is a good impression of an asshole. I like it.
Come on. It's like, here's the thing. I respect it. I love that y'all are passionate about Digimon because Digimon, I think, has a lot going for it. I played the preview. I played 3 hours of Digimon Story Time Stranger, and I really had a good time during that preview. I'm not playing the full game, guys. I'm not playing the full game. I'm sorry. I just don't have it in me.
I believe it was Ignacio Rojas on Kind of Funny's Happy Hour last month was like, before none of this critics, he's like, Greg, you should pay attention to this game. I have downloaded it. I am just in review season, and I will eventually boot it up.
Yeah, I had to bite my tongue during that happy hour because we had the game and I had played it, and I was like, oh man, I don't feel the same way. And I'm also similar to Tim, where it's like, I love Digimon because of like the show, and this world that's presented in this game is not the same world, so it's just like, I don't know, like,
yeah.
Where's Ty? Where's the crew?
Errol M in chat says that's really unfortunate since it's very good. Guys, I've not even played Hollow Knight Silk Song. You know what I mean? Like,
we've played it, you haven't beaten it.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't beaten Hollow Knight Silk Song. There's just too many video games.
Yes.
And I got to pick and choose. One of the reasons I'm not playing, I started Pokemon ZA. I didn't really like the first hour of it. I might return to it, but that's also because I just have the inherent Pokemon gene in me. I just like Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm really picking and choosing my battles right now when it comes to video games because that's what we all have to do. And so, Digimon Time Story, I got respect for it. I think it's cool. I like the 3 hours that I played. I can kind of see where that evolves into, pun intended. But yeah, no, I just don't have the time.
Melissa with a Y in the chat, tell me the best. I'm not gonna fucking Twitch whisper. I'm not gonna bother trying to figure that out. Let me know where BS me, but tell me your name so not just a million people are BSing me. That's a blue sky thing. Or have we talked? We've talked somewhere, right? I don't see you in my email, but I know I've talked to you somewhere. There it is.
If this Melissa with a Y who's followed by Snowbike Mike, Joey Noel, and a bunch of other people we know.
Got it. Thank you. I'm on it.
That mobile mic in chat says blessed 2XKO. And to that I'd say I want to. And that's really honestly the tragedy of review season is that I look at 2XKO, I've been so excited for so long for this game, and it's just getting lost in the shuffle for me. Once I beat the game I'm reviewing this week and Hades 2, I'm gonna have so much time.
You ain't beating the game you're reviewing this week.
I'm gonna beat the game I'm
Chat
reviewing
asked,
this week.
did you ever beat Persona 3 Reload? You beat Persona 3 Reload,
I beat Persona 3 Reload. More super chats for you. Adam Cohen, at the beginning of the show, they said they're just popping in to say that after just 90 hours, I finally beaten Hollow Knight Silk Song Hack 3. I can finally start Hades 2. Congratulations, Adam Cohen.
Melissa with a Y, it's in your DMs now. Congratulations to you for being a dedicated Kind of Funny best friend and being around all the time. Also, too, while we're here, you didn't talk about Prototype 1 yesterday, did you?
No, we didn't.
Update on it?
No.
There's, if you all have been following, Marty made a video game called Prototype Juan. He's a Kind of Funny best friend. He's been around a long time. We were talking about it before we went into it of like the weekend. Yeah. Where it was like we talked about it on the show when he super chatted, and then we were like, 56 people have wishlisted it or bought it, and we were all like, we can get those numbers up. He put up a lovely video over on the Kind of Funny subreddit thanking everybody for their support, and he's followed up. He basically, here's from the DM he sent me. You should go watch over on the subreddit the video he put up. I was never expecting this project to sell more than 20 copies, let alone 200 plus.
Wow.
So yeah, 206 copies have been sold. This is as of yesterday, with 445 wish lists. Great job supporting a Kind of Funny best friend with their small indie game. But his videos actually amazing, and it made me cry like yesterday because it is chronicling him finding Greg Miller, then finding Kind of Funny, coming to Kind of Funny Live, doing all these different things. Like, yeah, cool. He's it turns out this Marty guy, a dedicated Kind of Funny best friend. So we're to pick up Prototype 1 or go watch the video.
Oh yeah,
you didn't go watch the video.
A lot of cool things happening in indie games recently. Jumps004 writes in with the super chat and says, shout out to 3 Next Fest indies coming next month. Rue Valley. It says D-like RPG. DE like. DE. What's DE?
DE like?
DE like.
I'm so hung up. I'm sorry. Put Dragon.
Dead.
Dragon Quest.
Eric. Disco Elysium. There you go. Disco Elysium like RPG. You can't just put DE. I understand that y'all abbreviate things because the super chats only have a certain amount of characters that you can type. DE, you got to go further than DE like Constance. It's a cute Metroidvania, and then Seance of Blake Manor. It's a detective, detective puzzler. I saw that. I didn't get around to playing.
Yeah, I haven't played either, but I've seen things about that happen over there like that.
Pages Inked says, birthday tax. Hope everyone has a good Tuesday. Happy birthday, Pages Inked.
Hey, one other fun one here from this Marty message I was reading on DM, right? The update was, we're up to 213 sales, and here's an interesting stat. Only 52 of those people have actually launched and played the game.
Oh man,
that's Kind of Funny best friend showed up because of what it's $4.99, $3.99. I forget what it is.
Yeah. Thank
you for taking, instead of getting that cup of coffee, going over and supporting someone making an awesome game.
Let's see. William Chapman writes in with the late birthday tax and said, "Oh no, I already read this one. Actually, did I read this one? They said mine was over the weekend. Got Goes to Yote and Pokemon Legends ZA as gifts. Excited to jump in. I didn't read this one. Love all that you guys do. Happy birthday, William Chapman. I'm going to give one more.
We got to review Dispatch. Come on.
We got to review Dispatch. So I'm going to do one more super chat, and it's going to Dose of Nostalgia, who says, wanted to chat in to say thank you, KF, as a whole. Watching you guys made me take an interest in broadcasting / streaming as a whole and start my first job in the field on November 1st.
Hey.
Can't thank you enough. Congratulations, Dose of Nostalgia. That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Now it's time for kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, where you write in, let us know what we got wrong as we got it
Blessing said
wrong.
Digimon isn't a good game, but it actually is a good game.
Digiman writes in and says, it's Digimon story time, Stranger Bless. That's disrespect.
Time yourself out, you fucking nerd.
Dork.
Let's see. And
Blow off some steam looking at some anime girl statues on Amazon. All right, calm down.
Eric Allen K says, for developers using an established engine such as Unity or Unreal, development doesn't require a dev kit because those engines can natively build to many platforms.
See?
However, testing does, which is required in the approval process of publication on a console storefront.
Thank you.
I feel like we got to do something about
So
that.
here's what we do.
What's up?
Well, this is a dead market. But what you want a free? Hey, everybody, you want a free business idea? Do you hate your job staring at the fucking spreadsheets all day? Buy one of these Xbox units for $1,500, or is it $2,000?
$2,000 now.
$2,000 now. Buy that, and then get an LLC, and then you test games for people.
Wow.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
That sounds like a loophole. But that sounds
No,
smart.
I mean, there's plenty of third-party businesses who'll do stuff like that.
Interesting. I might just found a new side hustle, guys. Of course, this.
But just come in these bags under your eyes. I had to play this broken-ass Xbox game all night long.
The games are not. All these games are so bad. This has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every week, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. Of course, if you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free, watch the Quit Them live, and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy Gamescast, which is going to be our dispatch episodes 1 and 2 review and everything after. But until next time, Game Daily.